What's up guys, Mike here, and today's video is going to be kind of an important one if you are wanting to make it on YouTube and Twitch in 2018. Take it from someone who has lost their channel when it had 700 subs and slowly made their way back to where they are now. It is definitely not an easy struggle in order to actually make anything work on YouTube or Twitch these days, especially YouTube. Before we actually get started, I do kind of want to bring up the entirety of the new guidelines that YouTube has put in place with the whole 4,000 hours, 1,000 subs thing. Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of big YouTubers about it, and honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world that could probably happen to the platform. It actually sucks that it's going to really affect a lot of you small content creators as well as myself, because let's face it, I'm nowhere near big. I'm only at 2,000 subs. I'm just a pimple on the ass of YouTube, to be honest. I'm nothing. But as much as it sucks that small content creators like you and me are going to end up struggling for a while, I can understand why YouTube has ended up putting these guidelines in place after the whole Logan Paul controversy and the whole PewDiePie controversy. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you take all my advice that I'm about to give you 100% seriously and you use the tools around you and everything, you could probably make a lot more on YouTube and Twitch in a month than you probably ever could with AdSense and all of YouTube's ad revenue. Because let's face it, 4,000 hours of watch time equates to a whopping $4. That'll barely get me anything on the McDonald's dollar menu, but I digress. Today I have like 8 or 9 different tips on how to make it on YouTube and Twitch in 2018. And tip number 1 that I have for you guys is to definitely invest in some good high quality equipment. Maybe not all at once, mind you, but I'm probably going to end up making a separate video about what kind of equipment and stuff I use. But back at the beginning, all I had was a headset and all I had was a really cheap webcam that honestly made me look like crap on camera. I had horrible lighting in this room and I still have horrible lighting in this room. The only reason why I look so good right now on camera is because of the fact that my camcorder, my 4K camcorder, can actually handle this lighting very well, which I'm thankful for. But we all got to start somewhere, so maybe try not to invest everything all at once unless you're absolutely serious about doing this. But top 3 things I should definitely tell you guys to invest in if you are a gaming channel, that is definitely key. The third most important thing is probably a capture card. The second most important thing is actually having a beefy enough PC to actually run everything, because I have a lot of stuff running in the background. Whether it's alert boxes, chat boxes, all my internet browsers, my video editing software when I need it to run. You need a really powerful PC to handle your streaming software / recording software as well. All of that is definitely important. That is something I'll definitely talk about in another video. But if there's absolutely one piece of equipment that you should absolutely make the big investment in first and foremost is right here. Without this, I would sound like absolute shit right now. And I'm willing to bet that those of you that are watching this video that just want to listen to this probably have me going off right now while it's in a separate tab in the background. I honestly do that for a lot of YouTube content that I watch. And the most important thing that you could possibly invest in is a really good microphone, because your microphone quality is absolutely important. Your visual looks don't have to absolutely be top tier at first, but if your sound quality sounds like absolute shit, no one's going to want to listen to you and no one's going to want to stay on the video. So tip number 1 is definitely invest in a good microphone first and foremost, and then work on slowly upgrading everything else down the line. Also, that also goes for artwork as well. Sadly, I can't draw. I wish I could have drawn something as beautiful as this, but I have really talented artists like Perdemonium, Tito Station, and Fabian El Gringo that made my background and everything that you see here that I already use in my daily streams and everything. But presentation and quality are definitely important, so that's key number 1. And then when it comes to key number 2, the most important thing if you're trying to make it big on YouTube is be thankful for every single audience member that you got. Everybody starts at 0, and the fact that people end up even wanting to choose to watch your content is an honor, not a privilege or a right. So if you end up getting someone that wants to watch your content, be thankful for them. Say hello to everybody that comes in your channel and try to react to as many comments as possible. Albeit there's a lot of comments that I don't really like reacting to, like if someone puts first in the comments section, that's something I kind of ignore. If you actually make a legitimate good comment towards the video, or you happen to make a comment that I happen to want to respond to, I definitely do my best to try to respond to everybody, but sometimes I get flooded with comments and it's just not that easy. But if you're on live stream and you end up seeing someone in your chat room, interact with your audience. You always have to talk to your audience as if they're like 100 people plus watching you. That's how you keep the show going. You cannot get discouraged if you have nobody in your audience, because if you do that, then your show's not going to run well, and people are going to see that, and people are not going to want to watch you. It was a struggle for me at first, but when I started getting like 5 to 10 consistent people on Twitch and YouTube, I ended up finding my voice that way. And honestly, in the last 3 years I've been doing YouTube, finding your voice is also something that's definitely important. My very first video that I ended up making, my intro was this. What's up, YouTube? Mike here, and today I am going to be playing Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo. I was very shy on microphone and camera. I was nervous to project my voice into the camera and the microphone. But now I'm just like, what's up, guys? Mike here. And over the 3 years, I slowly found my voice, and I slowly found a way to interact with the audience, and I'm not as nervous on camera. So if I had to give another bonus tip for you guys, it would definitely be that repetition is definitely the mother of all skills. Your commentary is going to probably be shit at first. I know mine definitely was. But just keep at it and definitely keep on doing what you got to do, and just keep finding your voice. And slowly you will be able to portray your points across as solidly as possible. Even I struggle with that sometimes. You already hear me stuttering and everything on camera and video every now and again. But that's just because I like to talk fast. But that's just me. Key number 3 that I definitely would put out there for you guys is what I'm doing right now. I'm not looking at my PC monitor, which has OBS up here right now. I am looking at my notes over here for everything, but the most important thing is to definitely keep eye contact with the camera. Definitely engage your audience. I am talking to you. I am not talking to my monitor. I am not talking to Knuckles the Echidna on my wall. I am not talking to my controllers over there. My audience and my people are over here. So one key tip I would definitely have to give you guys, this is mainly for people that end up doing vlogging or anything like that, is to try to do your best is to either look at your camera lens, or if you have a flip screen on your camcorder, definitely try to look at that. That way you can keep eye contact with your audience. I definitely feel like that is definitely a key thing for people that are trying to vlog. And vlogging is something I love doing, and I hope I get to do a lot more of it this year. But another bonus tip I would have to definitely give people, because I see a lot of people doing this, and I end up laughing at people that end up doing this, but don't point the camera from below you at your face. If you do that, you're going to look like you have 3 chins like this. So, honestly, if I had to give another bonus tip for vlogging or anything, and you have to hold it on the camera, you have to put your hand through the little wrist strap or having a tripod. My key to having good vlogging camera shots is definitely to hold the camera at eye level or even slightly above eye level. That way you can get more of your surroundings around you. If you point it down and people are going to see your chins and no one's going to want to look at your chin fat. I mean, I know I got a decent amount here, but, definitely keep the camera at eye level or above eye level. You'll definitely be thankful you did in the editing process. Number 4 in terms of tips for you guys is definitely an important one. It's definitely one that I've carried with me throughout the years. And that is, find something you are passionate about and stick with it. If you love cooking, definitely find as much stuff that you want to cook and definitely record yourself cooking. If you have recipes you want to share with the world, definitely do cooking channels. Well, a cooking channel, rather. I can give you some really good examples. Like, if you guys don't know the King of Random, he loves to build things. He loves tinkering with things, and he actually happens to have a really good progress. He has a really sick channel, and I love watching him and his partner build stuff. And again, they built their channel based on DIY projects. So if you like building stuff, maybe you can teach people how to build stuff. If you happen to like fish tanks, there's another guy on YouTube called the King of DIY, aka Euro Joey. He loves his fish tanks, and he legitimately shows people how to build fish tanks, how to build your own fish feeders, filters, and all that other stuff. So again, like I said, you can teach people how to build stuff. And then you also have different channels like Brave Wilderness that literally just go around documenting different animals. And Coyote Peterson loves exploring the wilderness, and he loves showing off animals and teaching people about stings, bites, and all sorts of other animals. So, you got to find your category and your niche and definitely stick to it. Me, myself, I love everything, pretty much gaming and anything that has to do with video games in general, but I happen to really love Nintendo games a lot, and I happen to really love racing games a lot, so those I try to make as much of a key point on this channel as absolutely possible. It's how Rainbow Road Hype was born, and it's how I'm going to end up doing a lot more stuff in terms of racing games this year. There's a lot of stuff in the speedrunning community that maybe I might want to get into this year, like doing speed runs, maybe a tips and tricks video on how to end up doing well at certain racing games. Hell, I might even start doing game reviews where I might look back at games and talk about certain video games for like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not sure exactly how I would do that and what I would call the video series, but that's just something I happen to be passionate about. I love teaching people about the generations of video games, specifically the Nintendo 64 generation. So if there's anything Nintendo 64 related, I definitely want to put it here on the channel. So again, you got to really just find your category, find your niche, and definitely stick to it, and definitely make sure it's something that you're passionate about. If you're not doing something that you love here on the platform, definitely just don't bother. Because if you're not, people will see that you're not enjoying yourself, and people will see that you're miserable doing what you're doing, and it's just not going to make for good content. So you're better off not even bothering, unless it's something that you absolutely, or something that's something that you're passionate about. And if you can't find your niche, the one other question you need to ask yourself is, what kind of message are you trying to spread to the world? For me, my message this year that I managed to come up with, that I managed to find in my last few years of gaming, is to never stop reaching for tomorrow. I have been bullied a good amount of time in my life. I have 4 fingers on my right hand. I was born with no thumb. And people bullied me, and I was pretty much kicked to the dirt quite a lot. But I want to be that person that ends up inspiring anybody, whether they're handicapped, whether there's something wrong with them, whatever it may be, mental disability, whatever it is. Even if you don't have any mental disability, regardless of who you are, my message is that everybody in this world matters, and I try to inspire everybody here on this channel to definitely go forward with whatever it is they're passionate and what their passions and dreams are. Because that's what is important to me, and I definitely want to continue spreading positivity to this world, and that's why I make what I make, and that's what motivates me every day to make YouTube content, as well as my streaming on Twitch. Speaking of content on Twitch, tip number 5 for you guys is definitely another key important one, and that's something I've kind of been learning as of late, and that's definitely not to put all of your eggs in one basket. Let's face facts. YouTube is absolute shit with their monetization system. I'm going to literally call them out on it. If you make about 100 views, let's say you make 1,000 views on a video, that is pretty much the equivalent of $1. In order to make a good amount of money, you would have to have a good 100,000 plus views on a single video every month in order to actually have good content and good monetization. And that's if people even watch your video all the way through. People are not always going to want to sit through your entire video and find out what the end of the video is about. And you might have some really good points in your video. You might have some really fantastic content, but let's face facts, not everybody's going to have the time or the patience to want to sit through the entirety of every single one of your videos. That's just how life is. So my recommendation to you guys, and if you want to beat the monetization system and if money is really your main priority on YouTube, which it shouldn't be, there are plenty of other options that you should look into investing in. They are actually possibilities I might even invest in this year. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, making a t-shirt store, making a Patreon, making a game wisp, creating custom music for people to download, commissioning people for artwork, making your own artwork and selling it for profit, and helping other creators get their artwork out there and help them make better channels in terms of presentation. There are plenty of ways on this platform to make a good amount of money, and there's ways to do it without relying on old drunk YouTube to come bail you out, because if you're relying on only YouTube, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to get things working for you. And that's something I've come to realize in the last year of YouTube, with all this bullshit with the whole fucking 1,000 subs bullshit, the whole fucking 4,000 hours of watch time in order to get monetized bullshit. There are people that were literally in the partnership program that were legitimately pulled out because of these new standards. People reach their 10,000 view mark and they're like, oh yes, I made it into the program. And then old YouTube just yanked it away from people. It's absolutely shitty. And if there's one thing I've realized, it's that if you really want to support a small content creator like myself, the best way to definitely do that is either buying a t-shirt from them, donating to them through Streamlabs, because Streamlabs has beyond a good amount of tools and everything in order to make things a good presentation for your channel. You could donate to people's Patreons, you could download their music, you could buy music from them, better yet. You could buy artwork from people. Like I said, all these different things and all these social media platforms and different outlets are all good ways to try to make it on YouTube and Twitch. And honestly, YouTube is kind of going down the shitter, and that is pretty much why I moved over to Twitch. And honestly, with the fact that Streamlabs has given us so many different tools that we can use, between all the alert boxes, the chatbot that Twitch allows, and not to mention Slobs, aka Streamlabs OBS, that has literally built-in overlays. You legitimately have no excuse on having good presentation these days, because if you download Streamlabs OBS, you can legitimately download an entire friggin'... Hold on, I'd rather just show you guys, because this is kind of important. There's absolutely no excuse of how you guys can actually, like, make this work in terms of presentation, because Streamlabs OBS has so much stuff for you, it's not even funny. So yeah, this is Streamlabs OBS. As you can see, you can legitimately... Let me go to the library. I want you guys to see this. You can legitimately download like different animated backgrounds, and you can even preview them. My favorite color is red. I'm just going to find a random one here that I happen to have liked a while ago. Oh, that was a really sick one. I don't even know. This one actually looks nice too. Look at this. As you can see that some of these are animated. You can legitimately put your Facebook, your Twitter, donations and everything. My phone's going off. My bad. But look at this. These packages legitimately even come with a stream starting soon thing and a BRB screen. And you could probably even modify these to be like, thanks for watching. Legitimately, you guys have no excuse. All the tools are right here in front of you. Anybody can do this. If you are really passionate about YouTube and Twitch, please download this program. If you don't have anybody to make artwork for you and it's too much money for you, like it is for me, I might actually end up grabbing a few assets from these and actually trying to do this myself. Again, these are just some really sick overlays and stuff. I don't think I'd ever put my chat box on anything unless I really found the real estate for it. But something like this, I feel like the gameplay shouldn't really be blocked. But that's something for when I end up doing a Streamlabs tutorial at some point in the future. But either way, I just wanted to put that out, that there are tools in front of you that you can use in order to make this possible for yourself. Again, please take advantage of every single tool that you possibly can. That is mainly that's pretty much tip number 7. That is what I was going to pretty much say right after saying that use all the different platforms and social media things. There are plenty of tools for you to find out how to do things. For me, since I moved over to Twitch, I came up with the currency system. I now have MMG coins. My chat room legitimately fights bosses and races on Rainbow Road for chances to win merchandise from me. And, you know, to actually be able to get rewards from me just for hanging out and being interactive in the stream. It's my way of saying thank you guys for watching. I can give back to you guys, and you guys are able to support me. If you can find ways to do that, you pretty much have a good system going for you already. I definitely think it's important to let your audience know that they are important to you and that you definitely appreciate them for what they do. And I definitely appreciate every single one of you guys for everything you've done here on the channel from 2014 all the way up until now. Tip number 8 is also a very important one that was taught to me by a very knowledgeable and very wise zebra. Don't stress out about other people and their numbers. Yours will come in due time. Back in 2014 and a couple of years ago, I stressed myself out way too much worrying about my numbers. Oh god, freaking my friend has over 3,000 subs. I'm only here at 100. How am I going to get anywhere? I'm not going to do good on this channel. Oh my god, look at this person. They have over 100,000 subs. I'll never be as good as them. Shut up. Just get all that freaking crap out of your head and just believe in yourself, because you guys are all absolutely capable of doing anything that you put your minds to here on the platform. Don't worry about other people's numbers and don't worry about your analytics. Again, just keep doing what it is that you want to do and keep rolling with it and keep having fun with it. If you can somehow... For gaming, I have one other bonus tip for you guys in terms of this. If there are any current games that you're interested in getting, I would definitely recommend you buy the games and try to stream them as soon as possible and get that content out there for other people, because unfortunately when it comes to gaming, pretty much yesterday's news becomes yesterday's news pretty quickly. And honestly, if you can keep up with the times and you can end up making content as quickly as possible on current games, it'll be a good way to generate views and it'll definitely be a good way to generate traffic to your channel. That is one thing I have definitely been trying to take to good advantage in the past few years. And it's definitely something that's gotten me to this point. But there's one final tip that is definitely the most important, if anything else. If there's one tip I want you guys to take away from it, it is this. Definitely have fun with whatever it is that you're doing. Do not worry about anyone else. It is honestly more important to enjoy what you're doing and find like-minded people to network with. I didn't even get a chance to talk about networking, but if you have like-minded people that share the same interests and passions with you, reach out to them. Raid them on Twitch. Raid them on YouTube. Send people their way. Help each other out. That's a good way for small channels to grow. If all the smaller channels ended up working together to help each other grow and we all used each other, well, not use each other, that's a bad way to put it. If all of us reach out to one another and help pull each other up instead of pushing each other down, YouTube and Twitch would be a much more prosperous platform for all of us. And I definitely think that making good friends is definitely an important part of YouTube and Twitch. And honestly, it's not about the destination that matters. It's definitely the journey. And you guys have made my journey here on YouTube and Twitch such a fantastic one. And I genuinely can't thank you guys enough for all that you guys have been able to give me. I have legitimately done so many amazing things in the past few years. And that's all thanks to me and being my passion, having my passion for Nintendo and my passion for wanting to share it with you guys. And all of your love and support has genuinely made all of this possible. Also, one other tip that I forgot to mention for you guys. Consistency is definitely key in this. Pretty much, if you're going to try to make it on YouTube or Twitch, you have to be at least uploading at least one video a week, if not more. YouTube and Twitch are definitely not easy platforms to keep up with. YouTube and Twitch definitely burn a lot of energy out of me, and between work, life, Switch and Play NYC, and trying to get content ready for you guys, it burns me out pretty crazy. So honestly, if you are going to try to make it on YouTube and Twitch, just be warned that it takes a lot of energy and consistency, and also a really big amount of patience. None of this is really all that simple, because it could be years before I even get anywhere close to getting 100,000 subs, or even getting that close on Twitch. Honestly, be prepared to have a lot of patience, and be prepared to start small, and also definitely be prepared to try to make it, and pretty much just try your best to be patient about everything. Patience is definitely key. But that's going to do it for all of my tips and tricks on how to make it on YouTube and Twitch in 2018. I hope that all of this knowledge ends up helping you guys out in some shape or form, and I hope it shines a light on where you guys can go next in terms of trying to make it on both of these platforms, because they are not easy. But if you put your minds and hearts to it, there's nothing that you guys cannot accomplish. And that's why I always keep telling you guys to never stop reaching for tomorrow. Just gotta take it one day at a time and just be patient with it and enjoy what you're doing. It's definitely not about the destination, but it's definitely the journey. Again, if any of these tips helped you out, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions and tips if I didn't mention them in this video. Definitely don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. All those links are down in the description below as well. Never stop reaching for tomorrow, my fellow Monster Gamers. Thank you guys as always for watching. Until next one, guys, my fellow Monster Gamers, take care.